now you see in the situation what looks like an uneven field. But in 2 weeks, we think that's going to even out if we're out there on our message, which we will be. The framework of this election favors Donald Trump. If we run the campaign that we plan on running, we think we're going to win. We don't plan on winning in August. We plan on winning in November. And that will become evident as the campaign deploys.
Paul Manafort, the Trump campaign chairman, talking about the situation over the past couple of days. As you take a look at the Real Clear Politics average of polls, it now has Hillary Clinton up 5.8. Again, this is an average of the recent polls, and that has shifted pretty dramatically in recent days. And take a look at the swing state polls. These are averages, again, of the most recent polls. And you can see Florida, Michigan, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, all shifting in the average of polls Clinton's way. With that, let's bring in our panel. Let's bring in Charles Lane, opinion writer for The Washington Post, Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano, and Charlie Hurt, political columnist for The Washington Times. Okay, Judge, your thoughts on what we've seen transpire and how this race has shifted?
My thoughts are that Hillary Clinton is running a picture-perfect campaign, and Donald Trump is the least disciplined major party candidate for president in the modern era. Now, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. If the public perception is the main issue is Donald Trump's worthiness to be president, Mrs. Clinton will win. On the other hand, if the issue is, do we really want a third term of Barack Obama in the presence of a President Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump has a very strong chance to win. So he has to control the message. If he has another week like he endured when he attacked that judge born in Indiana who doesn't like the rulings in his Trump University case, or when he attacked the Khan family, I think the country will become sick and tired of him.
Two other interesting polls out of the Fox News poll. Fox News poll 10, satisfied with how things are going in the country. Changed a little bit, but still no, 55%. Again, upside down, and you can see where it was in April at 58%. No, things are not going the right way. The other one is Fox News poll 14, who does a better job on each one of these things? The economy. Donald Trump at 50%, Hillary Clinton at 45%, tied on terrorism, and then the rest go into Clinton's category. If, Charlie, and this race is dealt with on the economy, it seems like still in every poll, Donald Trump has a bit of an advantage.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that both of those, the lines you just mentioned, are the most important in terms of what the general atmosphere is, because, you know, it is an outsider's year. It should be Donald Trump's, the wind should be at his back, considering he is the ultimate outsider, or at least he's portrayed himself as that, and people believe that he is that, and Hillary Clinton is the ultimate insider. His advantage with the economy is vital. But in the past, he's also had the advantage with terrorism and illegal immigration. He's lost ground in both of those categories, and that's terrible for him. That means he's not on message. He needs to get back on message. And the judge is exactly right. If this is a referendum on Donald Trump, then he's not going to do very well. But if it is a referendum on the economy, on illegal immigration, and fighting terrorism, he will win.
Chuck.
You know, it's a little bit strange for me to be in this role of trying to analyze what's going on, because I'm more comfortable analyzing politics, and what we've really gotten into now is the analysis of somebody's psychology and personal behavior. And that's what has cost Donald Trump. As my colleagues here are saying, this is basically all about his, erratic performance of the last couple of weeks, where an ordinary sensible person would have just laid low after the cons burst out and so forth, and would have sat on the pretty good bounce he got out of the Republican convention.
So what about the Trump supporters who say, hey, listen, this happened all throughout the primary? It happened all the time, and it never affected him through the primary. And the reason that we are so focused on it now is because there are not primaries. And he doesn't go to the next state and have a big win and where he can say, look at how many people voted for me.
And what I would say to them is, you have a point. He was bulletproof in the primaries. But this isn't the primary. This is the general election now. He's squared off against somebody else, and he can't win with 38, 40, 45, even that much percent of the vote, until he gets one-on-one.
But
hold on a second, Charlie. The thing that's going on here, also that we haven't talked about yet is the war he's involved in with his own party. He is in the especially perverse situation of forcing other Republicans to take a position pro or con on his antics, and that's disastrous.
To that point, it's the Paul Ryan back and forth, whether he was going to endorse him in the race, the House Speaker's race for re-election. A bit of a walk back on that. Let's take a listen to Trump and his campaign.
Paul Ryan's he's a good guy. So Mike called me, and he said yesterday, and he said, would you mind if I endorsed? I won't do that if it could cause any complications or problems. I say, Mike, you like him? Yes. Go ahead and do it, 100%. And he endorsed him.
He's going to support Paul Ryan. I mean, he does support Paul Ryan. He said he's going to work with Paul Ryan. So there's no issue about that. He didn't take a position in the primary. He said he's not taking a position in many primaries. That's not the news.
Honestly, the only endorsements I'm really worried about right now, or not worried about, the only endorsements that I want are those of my own employers here in the 1st Congressional District, and that's really what my focus is.
When he was talking about Mike, he's talking about Mike Pence, who did endorse.
Right. I mean, and I fully agree with what Chuck says, but this goes far beyond Paul Ryan. This goes to whether or not the Republicans can keep the Senate, whether Donald Trump will endorse such an icon as John McCain or Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire. They pretty much have said they don't want his endorsement. He's indicated he's not going to give it.
Yeah, Charlie, quick.
I think it's no coincidence that all of this, the press has gone nuclear on him right at the time when he has decided not to endorse Paul Ryan, because that's the thing that matters most to these people.